Welcome in to the new members and to the old members that have found their way back to the community. I need you just as much as you need me. In this morning's update, we're going to go over several different things. First, we're going to talk about XRP with the price action. As we can see, XRP still sits below the 59-cent level. It's been pretty stagnant overnight. Not much to speak up here at all. The only thing of significance is we're still within this descending triangle. It looks like a short-term bull flag has formed, which is positive, but we need it to gel now. If this is a short-term bull flag that is actually formed here now, this should play up into this range up here, and we should be retesting in the short term around that 61. That's a little bit higher than that, actually. It's about 619. So if this plays out, this current bull flag, that should bring us up to about that 619 level. So for this weekend, unless, and we're close, we could invalidate this 58.4 cents, and then this could just be a little bit of a fake out of a formation. If this plays out true, though, this weekend, you're looking at about 61.9. If it plays back to the bottom side, we're coming back to the uptrend and to see if it can still hold. If this were to rotate down for whatever reason, instead of going up to 619, you'd be coming down to 567. But as of right now, this looks like a bull flag is set up. And you can't say with 100% certainty, especially in a manipulated market, or in any market for that matter, because they're all manipulated. We need to see if this plays out. If this plays out true, it'll end up playing something like this. It'll go, and then it'll bounce out. Should get you somewhere around that 619 level to retest in these areas. So that's what I'm looking at this morning. Otherwise, if this were to break down, you'd get that same production, just to the opposite effect. And in this case, because it wouldn't break bullish, the only way for it to break would be bearish. And it would come back to roughly 56.9 cents. So basically, if this bull flag plays true as 85 to 90% of the time, this will play to the upside. You'd come up to near that 61.9 cent level. If it plays to the downside, like it can 10 to 15 times out of 100, or 150 times out of 1,000, if you want to put it in perspective, 1,500 out of 10,000 times, it'll break down out of this formation because we just don't have enough buyers. And then it'll come back and reset at 56.9 or 56.8. And if it loses that, the descending triangle support is 56 cents roughly. If you lose that, this pattern's invalidated. And then you're more than likely coming to 53.8 and then ultimately 50 cents. The technical move down out of this kind of a setup, even though it's a short-term setup, it suggests it could come all the way down to 42.20. So not because I'm overly bearish, but because I'm overly realistic, I put the short targets to the downside even, just in case it does break down. Because if we don't have a reaction to the top side, we know we're going to have an equal but opposite reaction to the downside. So it's an equal reaction because the same length, but it's an opposite reaction because instead of breaking bullish, it would break bearish. So in my personal and humble opinion, it's very important to have both sides of the coin here at all times, so that if this little bull flag doesn't play out, which it looks like it should, even though we do have a W reversal here in the relative strength index, so that makes me a little nervous that this is actually going to fall out. But let's watch this. If this bull flag plays true, we have 619. If it plays poorly, we have 568. So pay attention to that this morning. Bitcoin right now is down 88 points, and it's not all negative, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, our XRP Healthcare is ripping it. Ripping it, and we'll get to it, but it's over 5 cents now. As most of you know, we started talking about it, and I encouraged you to buy it at 1.9 cents. And then it started building up. And now it's just been a beautiful thing. Absolutely spectacular. And we're staking it for the ones who have bought it on the XRPH wallet. And you get 20% over 6 months. And I've told my reasons why I don't do the 25% over a year. I rather do the 6 months compounding it, and then taking out another one 6 months later with my added 20%. So basically the point is, if you put $10,000 in there, staked, and in 6 months you get 20%, that's an extra $2,000. Now I can put $12,000 and stake it again for 6 months, and then you compound it every 6 months. If I do it for a year, I'm holding on to it for another 6 months for an extra 5%. So if you look at it that way, you're looking at another $500 over 6 months. As to where, if you get 20% over 6 months, you can stake it after the 6 months with now your $12,000, get 20% on $12,000 over 6 months, And now you're going to outweigh that because now you're going to have 14,500 at the end of the year, roughly, or 14,200 instead of 12,500. So I'll allow everybody to do the math, but you always want to compound this interest when it's only a 5% differential. If it was 40%, sure, on XRP Healthcare, I would stake it for a year because then I could just compound it every year. What's the point of doing it every 6 months? But the fact that it's 20% over 6 and 20, you're getting ripped off over a year, no offense. I know it's a bigger number, but when you can compound interest every 6 months, you're actually losing money if you're doing it over a year. So be very smart when you're staking. So, but with that being said, Bitcoin right now is still in this ascending formation. Until we break down 67,381, one could argue that this is in a short-term flag, even though I don't disagree with it. But you could definitely say that that's a short-term flag because I believe as long as 67,309 holds, we're coming up here to retest that 70,700, 70,800 area because it looks to me like it's starting to build something here. And if this actually plays out, this is an inverse head and shoulders. And it even pulled the right arm down, which could be super bullish if it pulls back up. So that's what I'm watching out here for Bitcoin. So I'm looking this weekend if 67,381 holds, then we can start pushing up for a retest of 70,000. We'll call it 70,600. And then if we break down that 67,381, I see a nice support hit at 65,900 if it doesn't hold. So pay attention to those two things. Let's do the intro real quick, and then we'll get into XRP Healthcare as we hinted. It's up 10.1% today on MEXC, almost 7% today on Bitmart. So we'll take a look at that, exactly what's going on as we're approaching some more technical resistances. So please make sure to hit that like button so YouTube recommends this update. It's very important you hit that like button so everybody can see this content, whether they're an XRP level, whether they're looking at Bitcoin, or this morning they're interested in XRP Healthcare. It's equally important that you hit that like button so YouTube recommends this live. It's not just for the new viewers. I think that's a misconception. For the older viewers as well, maybe when you're looking through your YouTube feed, I'm not popping up. That's because I'm not being recommended by YouTube and I've fallen out of the algorithm on your feed. By hitting that like button and YouTube recommending this update, you will pop back up in the feed, and you can assure it by hitting that like button. Also, if you do appreciate my work, make sure you hit that subscribe button and join the over 21,200 subscribers. And if you want to show me personal support, as we have started a new month here, as we're 6 days in, as I ask one time per month, if you could find it in your heart to show me some support and a pay it forward mentality, you can either join Tom's Army and in month one you get the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens, or you can send a YouTube super chat, which would be greatly appreciated. And if you're looking to trade XRP in this high time of volatility, and when the price is below 60 cents and dropping here a little bit, make sure you look at BitUnix. It's in the video description below and or pinned comments. Lowest spot leverage trading fee in the USA. You don't need to feel like a criminal, so you won't have to use a KYC or a VPN, I should say. No VPN needed. And if you don't want to do a KYC, just withdraw and deposit exchange to exchange, which means you can send Tether from another exchange if you deposit money on there, and you won't have to do a verification. So with that being said, good morning. 9:04 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Saturday, April 6th, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. And all of that is in the video description below and or pinned comments, all the aforementioned stuff I've talked about. For a split second here before we go into XRP Healthcare, I'd like to talk about XLM. XLM right now is in this descending formation just like XRP. And right now we're falling down pretty far. It's tough. If we hold the 20-day, I believe as long as this 12.61 holds, we should be coming, even if bearish, up to that 13.2 level. So that's what it looks like it's starting to build up to me. Now, this morning, everything looks a little soft. And what I mean by that is that it looks a little flat, which means that we're ripe for a retest if we get the right scenario. So 12.6 cents would be obvious. If it comes down, we had very little volume on the way up, which is very nervousome, especially on a thinly traded weekend. The fact that I know it's less volume on the weekend, but you've had a clear descending volume while you've had an ascending price action. That's conditions for a bearish reversal, unless we get a spike of volume very quickly here. And that's just not noticed on XLM. That's noticed across the board. So right now, just while we're on XLM, The support level's down here at 12.6. A resistance level's up there at 13.2. So pay attention to that. But we do have a low volume. Same thing with XRP. This volume coming up is very low. So we're going to continue to see with XRP. But to me, is this bull flag going to play out? I don't know. We need some volume here to support this. Otherwise, we're going to come back down to the uptrending support, which is fine. This pattern's been very defined now. You shouldn't be worried about it even if it comes through. That's essentially what we're looking at for this bull flag. So as long as it rides in here, we could ride up here and not break down. It's just if we break down, we're going to have to retest more than likely. You may not come all the way back to 568 because, let me be honest, you could just come down a little bit and you could retest down here around 576. But the optics here, let's face it. If we come down, more than likely, we would see a move down into here. If we break up, it's going to come up into here. So there's no reason to sugarcoat it. That's what we're looking at for XRP this morning. When we go into the XRP, and as we can see still with the XRP cup and handle formation, as I'm staying in a short term, but we're still well within this pattern support, within this ascending formation. So as long as we don't lose this, we're fine. So we're still looking to hold this and continue to rally out of this. We could upgrade this pattern to more of like a descending channel, which I don't really want to because we're stuck within the formation. But I understand, like we said in the live yesterday, you can do this because we could say it's more descending now. But I don't want to give it that kind of justification because it is doing this now. We have this on the other pattern, I believe, just like this. Yeah, this is the chart that we're showing on this one. But I just want everybody to realize that that is what's going on. So when you're looking at that, we do have this in the longer scale. But then if you break it down into the shorter scale, which is essentially the same except going back all the way, it's still the same thing. This pattern right now, that's what we're stuck in. And it's more of a descending formation rather than an ascending, even though it's conflicting right now. Because right now, like I said, you're trying to use this new uptrend. And then you can pull that farther back as well. But this is how it's starting. We're trying to form this into a new uptrend and a new style formation. If that's the case, we've got to not be in this descending triangle. We've got to be more ascending. But the descending side of it should prove that we're a bullish continuation, since that's exactly what we've fallen into. So one, we can argue that that is invalidated. And this is actually what it's trying to show us. Because you could absolutely go farther back on both the resistance and support sides, and it would line up just the same here. So I think that's what it's speaking to us now. And that's why we're stuck in this area. So let's pay attention to this today. Let's go into the XRP market cap while I have everybody's attention. I'm about to go to the farmer's market with Julie's mom, so I've got to take a shower here because I'm leaving in about half hour, 45 minutes. And then I'll be at my dad's today. I'm bringing my son over there with Julie. It's about a 45, 50-minute drive. But we're going to take our son over there, so I'll be sparingly here this afternoon, but tonight, hopefully I'll be right back for the live. But with that being said, let's get into the XRP Healthcare here. XRP Healthcare, as we can see, it's up to 5.46. It's up about 10% according to MaxC, 7.79% on the other exchange. But as we predicted, we had that inverse head and shoulders here, so I predicted that we should be breaking out here in the short term. If you were in the live yesterday, we had an absolutely spectacular spotlight on this yesterday. The inverse head, inverse left shoulder, inverse head, inverse right shoulder. Okay, let's try that again. So this inverse left shoulder, inverse head, inverse right shoulder, and now it's bouncing. And now it's starting to swing up. The technical target here, if we break up, just out of this short pattern, should get us up to 6.2. And right now we're at about 5.4. That still leaves, we've still got about 16% on the bones here. And that's just on the technical move up. So XRP Healthcare is looking absolutely spectacular. Absolutely spectacular. And we had that 6.2 target all the way from when it broke our pattern formation all the way from the bottom. That was our first target, was 621. I've kept it on this chart. And then we've done the in-between here. And it comes out to 6286. So it was almost dead on from the breakout, according to the MaxC chart. And, man, this is a beautiful sight right now. It's a beautiful site because this could absolutely continue on. And it's been very beaten down for months and months and months. And I chose to wait until the last monthly candle in March. We're on a long leg doji when I talked about it at around 2224. And it went back and forth. But I've been buying all the way from 1.9. And I had about 35,000 before it broke out of the structure. And then it came back down a couple times to about the 2.7, 2.8. I bought more at 3, 4, and 4 cents. Now I have to make a buying purchase the next time it comes down 20-25%. Right now I have 52,000 and some change staked, which means I earn 29.4 per day for free over the next 6 months. So it's pretty spectacular when you see what they're doing for their actual holders. And you can buy this now. You don't even have to go to MEXC. If you do want to go to MEXC, that's in the video description below and or pinned comments, the exchange. But you can do this right on the XRP Healthcare wallet now. There was an update just 72 hours ago now. And you can buy XRP Healthcare right on the XRPH wallet now. It's right available at XRP Healthcare in the App Store. But you can send XRP and exchange it for XRP Healthcare. You can exchange XRP Healthcare for XRP. Or you can sell both of them for USDT on the wallet now. So it's a pretty incredible thing that they've advanced into. So just watch this because it appears we've started, as we said yesterday, from around the 4.9. We had about a 25 to 30% move. From the breakout, it was 23%. Looks like we've still got about 17% left in this move. So pay very close attention with XRP Healthcare as it looks like it's getting into another move. And then I want to end it with this. Ripple CTO puzzles XRP army with cryptic tweet. And please make sure to hit that like button so YouTube recommends this update. And if you made it until the end, please type in the comments, hashtag #BeBetterDoBetter in the comments below. Ripple Chief Technology Officer David Schwartz, known as Joel Katz on X, has published another cryptic tweet that has caught the attention of the XRP community. This time he posted a photo of a logo placed behind a shop window. The company's logo has Sunscream written on it. The XRP community quickly responded to Schwartz's tweet, sharing their association with the word scream. Many, however, started to ask questions about the XRP price and Ripple's future stablecoin in the comments, ignoring the tweet itself. Hey, what's the Ripple stablecoin going to be called? Schwartz is known to frequently publish cryptic posts on the X platform as they farm him a lot of encouragement. So Ripple to build asset on XRP Ledger and Ethereum, and we know this is the stablecoin, which I think is a 5D chess move, because if Ethereum is going to be named a security, a lot of liquidity is going to come from Ethereum into the XRP ecosystem, assuming that we would have our clarity. So it's a brilliant way to get people from the Ethereum network back over to the XRP Ledger. Earlier this week, Ripple exploded the cryptocurrency community by announcing its plans to launch a fully fledged stablecoin pegged to the US dollar. The Ripple press release states that the new asset will be fully backed not only by USD deposits, but also by other cash equivalents. These funds are not to be audited by an accounting firm hired specially for this task, or are to be audited by an accounting firm hired specifically for this task. Ripple will release attestations on a monthly basis. Currently, the stablecoin market is worth $150 billion, and within the next 4 years, it is expected to grow bigger than a staggering $2.8 trillion. Ripple wants to help the market meet the constantly growing demand and launch its own stablecoin. Using its extensive experience in building financial solutions for various global financial institutions, the stablecoin will run on both XRP Ledger and the Ethereum blockchain platform, targeting an expansion to other blockchains and DeFi apps in the future. Ripple boss Brad Garlinghouse commented, stating that this is quite a natural move for Ripple to construct a digital bridge between the conventional financial system and the new world of cryptocurrencies and blockchain. Advisor at FanEck and Tether Gerbergs recently commented that he believes Tether's stablecoin USDT to be the king above all of the other stablecoins in the market. Even though he is all up for competition increase, Gerberg stated that only Tether has the right principles and history. USDT has high liquidity, the right geo-focus, the perfect design and team that can support real use cases demands by the market around the world. And then I wanted to just read this very quickly because we can at least still look at this and be like, at least we got a little bit of positivity still here with the XRP price. So that's one way to look at it too. That's about the only way that we can draw an example. So upon thorough examination of the daily chart, it's apparent that XRP experienced a notable plunge recently, ultimately landing on a pivotal support region encompassing the 57-cent mark and bolstered by the dynamic support of the triangle's upper boundary. Consequently, a reversal is expected as intensified buying pressure nears the crucial level, propelling the price toward the critical resistance at 66 cents. Nonetheless, Ripple's long-term trajectory appears to be consolidating within a decisive range, with 70 cents acting as a crucial resistance and 60 cents acting as a significant support until a breakout transpires. So I saved showing this kind of a setup because they had it in here, so I figured we would show this last. So this is suggesting we've got to hold this area as well, as we've talked about. The closer examination of the 4-hour chart reveals price fluctuations within the pivotal range between 57 support and 66 resistance, with the recent price descent nearing the lower boundary of this range. Additionally, this price has recently breached a crucial multi-month ascending trend line due to the downturn and has completed a pullback to the broken level. This action suggests sellers are inclined to drive Ripple's price towards lower levels. However, XRP still encounters a crucial support area at 57 cents, and a successful breach below the pivotal support could potentially trigger an extended bearish trend towards 55 support zone. Nonetheless, if buying pressure materializes around the 57 cent range and supports the price, a rebound toward the 66 resistance is deemed imminent. Make sure to hit that like button, and if you made it until the end, type hashtag be better, do better in the comments below. If you appreciate my work, hit that subscribe button to join the other 21,200 subscribers. And please, please, please hit that like button so that YouTube recommends this update. Have a blessed morning, everybody, and don't forget to give thanks to your Lord and Savior Jesus Christ on this most holy of days.